2021, the municipal authorities declared that water from over 100 wells was hazardous for health if used for drinking. 6. In 1994, it was reported that 21% of the factory premises were seriously contaminated with chemicals. 58, 106, 107. Beginning in 1999, studies made by Greenpeace and others from soil, groundwater, well water and vegetables from the residential areas around Usul and from the Usul factory area show contamination with a range of toxic heavy metals and chemical compounds. Substances found, according to the reports, are naphthol, naphthalene, 7, tarry residues, alpha-naphthol, mercury, organochlorines, chromium, copper, nickel, lead, hexachloroethane, hexachlorobutadiene, pesticide HCH, BHC, volatile organic compounds and haloorganics. 106, 107, 108, 109. Many of these contaminants were also found in breast milk of women living near the area. 110. Soil tests were conducted by Greenpeace in 1999. One sample, IT 9012, from sediment collected from drain under former Sevin plant showed mercury levels to be at 20,000 and 6 million times higher than expected levels. Organochlorine compounds at elevated levels were also present in groundwater collected from sample IT 9040, a 4.4 meter depth borehole within the former Usul site. This sample was obtained from a source posted with a warning sign which read water unfit for consumption. 111. Chemicals that have been linked to various forms of cancer were also discovered, as well as trichloroethylene, known to impair fetal development, at 50 times above safety limits specified by the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, EPA. 110. In 2002, an inquiry by fact-finding mission on Bhopal found a number of toxins, including mercury, lead, 1,3,5-trichlorobenzene dichloromethane, and chloroform, in nursing women's breast milk. A 2004 BBC Radio 5 broadcast reported the site is contaminated with toxic chemicals including benzene hexachloride and mercury, held in open containers or loose on the ground. 112. A drinking water sample from a well near the site had levels of contamination 500 times higher than the maximum limits recommended by the World Health Organization. 113. In 2009, the Center for Science and Environment, a Delhi-based pollution monitoring lab, released test results showing pesticide groundwater contamination up to 3 kilometers from the factory. 114. Also in 2009, the BBC took a water sample from a frequently used hand pump, located just north of the plant. The sample, tested in UK, was found to contain 1,000 times the World Health Organization's recommended maximum amount of carbon tetrachloride, a carcinogenic toxin. 115. In 2010, a British photojournalist ventured into the abandoned Usul factory to investigate allegations of abandoned, leaking toxins. He was hospitalized in Bhopal for a week after he was exposed to chemicals. Doctors at the Samavna clinic treated him with oxygen, painkillers and anti-inflammatories following a severe respiratory reaction to toxic dust inside the factory. 116, 117. In October 2011, the Institute of Environmental Management and Assessment published an article and video by 2 British environmental scientists, showing the current state of the plant, landfill and solar evaporation ponds and calling for renewed international efforts to provide the necessary skills to clean up the site and contaminated groundwater. 118. Popular culture. Novels. Amelia Malady's 2002 novel A Breath of Fresh Air relates the story of a mother and son who develop health issues as a result of exposure to gas at Bhopal. The book is based on Malady's recollections of Bhopal during the accident. 119. Indra Sinha released Animals People in 2007. The novel tells the story of a boy who is born with a spinal condition due to effects of the gas. The book was shortlisted for the Man Booker Prize. 120. Arundhati Roy's 2017 novel The Ministry of Utmost Happiness, which deals with many contemporary political issues in India, also features several characters still dealing with the aftermath of the gas leak. 121. Annie Murray's novel Mother and Child, 2019, is partly set in post-disaster Bhopal. 122. Films and television. Bhopal Express, 1999 film. Bhopal Nightmare, 2011, the sixth episode of season 4 of the television docudrama series Seconds from Disaster. 123. In 2014, to coincide with the 30th anniversary of the disaster, the historical drama Bhopal, A Prayer for Rain was released, starring Martin Sheen as Union Carbide CEO Warren Anderson, Cal Penn, and Misha Barton. 124. The Railway Men, The Untold Story of Bhopal 1984, starring K.K. Menon, Madhavan Devi Shama and Babil Khan, is a 4-part web series that was released on 18 November 2023 on Netflix. 125. Activism. Local. Protest in Bhopal in 2010. Since 1984, individual activists have played a role in the aftermath of the tragedy. The best known is Satinath Sarangi, Sathayu, a metallurgic engineer who arrived at Bhopal the day after the leakage. He founded several activist groups, as well as Samavna Trust, the clinic for gas-affected patients, where he is the manager. 6. Other activists include Rashida B. and Shampa Devi Shukla, who received the Goldman Prize in 2004, Abdul Jabbar and Ragnar Dingra. 126, 127. Soon after the accident, other representatives from different activist groups arrived. The activists worked on organizing the gas victims, which led to violent repression from the police and the government. 6. Numerous actions have been taken: demonstrations, sit-ins, hunger strikes, marches combined with pamphlets, books, and articles. Every anniversary, actions are performed. Often these include marches around Old Bhopal, ending with burning an effigy of Warren Anderson. When government aid was ineffective, activist groups such as Zarila Gaskand Sangharsh Morsha, Poisonous Gas Event Struggle Front, mobilized. Morsha was heterogeneous in its membership, including gas victims, volunteers from smaller towns, and middle-class activists from large cities. Morsha outlined a four-pronged approach: 1. Counter-governmental and company efforts to remove the disaster from the press. 2. Mobilize gas victims. 3. Present alternatives to governmental programs. 4. Establish a larger network of organization to debate more systemic issues. Morsha took a revolutionary approach but lacked constructive engagement with the state. Afterwards, the Bhopal gas-affected women's trade union formed. BGPMUs protested the closing of a sewing center and saw effective action. 128. International. Cooperation with international NGOs including Pesticide Action Network UK and Greenpeace started soon after the tragedy. One of the earliest reports is the Trade Union Report from ILO 1985.75. In 1992, a session of the Permanent People's Tribunal on Industrial Hazards and Human Rights took place in Bhopal, and in 1996, The Charter on Industrial Hazards and Human Rights was adopted. In 1994, the International Medical Commission on Bhopal, IMCB, met in Bhopal. Their work contributed to long-term health effects being officially recognized. Organizations. Bhopal People's Health and Documentation Clinic. More than 14 different NGOs were immediately engaged and 15 international, national and local organizations have been engaged, including International Campaign for Justice in Bhopal, ICJB, coordinates international activities. Bhopal Medical Appeal collects funds for the Samavna Trust. Samavna Trust or Bhopal People's Health and Documentation Clinic provides medical care for gas-affected patients and those living in water-contaminated area. Chingari Trust provides medical care for children being born in Bhopal with malformations and brain damages. Students for Bhopal, based in the United States. International Medical Commission on Bhopal provided medical information 1994-2000. Bhopal Gas Pedit Mahila Stationary Karmakari Sign. Bhopal Gas Pedit Mahila Udyog Sangthan. Settlement Fund Hoax. On the 3rd of December, 2004, the 20th anniversary of the disaster, a man falsely claiming to be a Dow representative named Jude Finistra was interviewed on BBC World News. He claimed that the company had agreed to clean up the site and compensate those harmed in the accident by liquidating Union Carbide for $12 billion. 130. Dow quickly issued a statement saying that they had no employee by that name, that he was an imposter, not affiliated with Dow, and that his claims were a hoax. The BBC later broadcast a correction and an apology. 131. Jude Finistra was actually Andy Bichelbaum, a member of the activist prankster group the Yes Men. In 2002, the Yes Men issued a fake press release explaining why Dow refused to take responsibility for the disaster and started up a website at dowethics.com, designed to look like the real Dow website, but containing false information. 132. Monitoring of activists. The Stratfor email leak revealed that Dow Chemical had engaged Stratfor to spy on the public and personal lives of activists involved in the Bhopal disaster, including the Yes Men. Emails to Dow representatives from hired security analysts list the YouTube videos liked, Twitter and Facebook posts made and the public appearances of these activists. Journalists, filmmakers and authors who were investigating Bhopal and covering the issue of ongoing contamination, such as Jack Lawrenson and Max Carlson, were also placed under surveillance. Stratfor released a statement condemning the revelation by WikiLeaks while neither confirming nor denying the accuracy of the reports, and would only state that it had acted within the bounds of the law. Dow Chemical also refrained to comment on the matter. 133. Ingrid Eckermann, a member of the International Medical Commission on Bhopal, has been denied a visa to visit India. 134. See also. Flag. India portal list of industrial disasters. System accident.